Hey everyone, happy Saturday. I'm hopping on a little late today and I don't have the chair spin. And I know some of you have really looked forward to that, even I do, but thought I'd take a seat on my couch today. So what I was coming really on here to talk about today, I was feeling a bit inspired because this comes up for me often of being a trans man. I often, in my mind, wonder what girls think about me in a way because I show up completely differently in my mind as like a regular man. You know, I'm like more considerate, I think, with my actual head, not my dick, and just so many things. You know, I just pay attention to a lot more things. I'm a bit nicer, I got a better approach. I'm pretty much hyping myself up here, but this is really all gonna wrap back around in full circle because, you know, as being a trans man, and I consistently kind of, you know, up until a couple days ago where I really just freed my mind of these ridiculous subconscious thoughts of curious on how other people show up and this and that, and always kind of not like comparing myself, but I guess just like being curious if or how people view me and how I show up in my actions compared to like, you know, a typical male, I guess you could say. And the reason why I'm really bringing this conversation to light is because we all do this. It's not just because I'm not comparing, but I'm like thinking about other stuff. It's all of us have thoughts like these, you know. Certain girls compare themselves to other girls. People compare their weight, you know, their muscles, their brain. Like, you know, I'm not as smart as this person. I'm not as fit as this person. I'm not like this person. And it's just actually so ridiculous because when we aren't showing up authentically in our life as who we are to the core, then people just lose out on that opportunity to really get to know us. And comparison is... Jacob, what's up, buddy? Comparison and comparing yourself to people is like depression zone because it doesn't make sense. You can't compare yourself to other people because other people are completely different than you are. And I follow a couple people. 2-hour walk, Jacob. Love it, buddy. It's a beautiful day outside. Check my story because I have the video of me skydiving, which is epic, and you can see I'm literally falling through the clouds. So back to what I was talking about is the fact of, when we compare ourselves to people, we're consistently looking to adapt to like other people, or we see someone that we like what they have, so we want to start being like that. But what a lot of us don't realize is how different people's actual lives are, right? Like I follow a couple guys, and during the pandemic, they've gotten pretty big. And I'm sitting here thinking, oh man, you know, if I would have followed my diet correctly, I could be bigger or this and that. But when you look at people in the background of their life and what they've done when they're younger and what kind of sports they've been in and what kind of experiences they've had, really is what's developing them into being like this very disciplined person. Like for myself, I grew up playing sports and all that stuff, but some people have been in like competitive sports. And so where I'm getting at with that is like you never know what actually someone's background is. So to compare yourself to someone when no one even has the same body type, your brain isn't the same, nothing about you is the same as anyone else, we are all 100% different than everyone else, it doesn't make any sense to compare yourself, not even in the slightest. There is no comparison, zero, none. Now, you can look at people and you can admire what they have or who they are or how they show up or their lifestyle or their muscles or their butt or whatever you want. You can admire that. And then you can start creating a plan for yourself in the sense that you can actually achieve that yourself. But you can't look at people and thinking, oh, why are they getting these results? Or why are they getting all these people? Or why are they always dating people? And like on all of these things, because if you're focusing, hey, Randy, thanks for staying on and tuning on. I thought maybe you got off. But if we just continue going around doing that, it just like really doesn't make any sense. And it always comes back to focusing on the things we don't have rather than the things that we do. Because if you're gonna if you're going to put yourself in a position where you're comparing for the things you don't, you have to celebrate yourself for the things that you do have. Because it just doesn't make any sense to be consistently focusing on negatives, especially when you can't even think, love you, enjoy your day. Especially when you can't even think a negative and a positive at the same time. You can only think either a negative or you can think a positive. So if you're constantly living in the realm of comparison and feeling shitty about yourself or looking at yourself and pointing at the things that you don't like and you wish could change, there's no room for appreciation there. And when you're not appreciating where you're at or what you have in your life, it like blocks you from accepting any amazing energy from the world. And if you're constantly focusing on the things you don't have and you don't like, yet again, it's like, it's just painful. That just sounds painful, to be living in a world of upset rather than be living in a world of gratitude, especially when, you know, people want to complain that, yeah, you know, maybe they're not losing this weight or they're not looking this jacked or they're not whatever. How about you actually just be grateful that you're able to go to the gym and have the opportunity to work out and you're in good health where you can actually maneuver and walk and appreciate that rather than complaining of something you don't have. And same with like everything in life, right? You know, I'd be very interested to see, you know, for people to start their day off however they want, like in a regular day of yourself, and just kind of monitor your thoughts throughout the day to be aware of how many times you're kind of like looking outside of yourself in the sense of, hey, Nat, in the sense of, you know, comparison. And because we think 60,000 habitual thoughts a day. That's insane. 60,000. And the amount of thoughts that are brought in from yesterday to today are like 58,000, 59. It's like they get brought in every single day. So it's no wonder why our subconscious mind eventually becomes so strong and we're so ingrained by these thoughts that we think are ours and that we created when really we didn't. Something happened. We started thinking that way. Our ego was like, ooh, I like this thought because I want to keep you small. And then it keeps coming up time and time and time again. Like, it's truly incredible. Holly, what's up? It's truly incredible to realize that, to think in that sense, that if we have 60,000 thoughts a day, which actually seems insane to even think about, because I'm sure some of you are like, I don't think that much, like, but we do. It comes up, it's our subconscious mind. But it's crazy to think that how long we've been thinking the same thoughts for a consistent amount of time. Because we're not trying to change the thoughts. And a lot of people don't realize that we can, in fact, change the thoughts by introducing new thoughts. And when we're doing that, if you ever heard of NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, it's like the power of the brain, and it's just like a muscle. Like if I go to the gym all the time and I'm constantly doing one bicep curl, like on my right arm, like every day, what's going to happen? My one right arm bicep is going to be a lot bigger than my left. So that's like in our brain. If we're constantly thinking I'm not enough or whatever, I'm this or I'm that, over and over and over, it's going to be pretty ingrained. And that muscle in your brain is like very well, it's a strong muscle is really what I'm saying. And so what we can do now, say again, like if I was working constantly on my right bicep, what am I going to have to do then? I'm going to have to work on my left. So what you're going to have to do is when you constantly have those like negative thoughts, it's all about being aware of yourself and what's happening and what's coming up for you. And so when you have that thought, what I like to do is, I just chugged something. But what I like to do is nip it like that. It comes up, I'm like, whoa, nope, I know what you're doing. I don't want to think this thought anymore because I'm not that. Or, you know, you see someone on the street and you think they look a certain way or maybe they're wearing something and our natural brain is to be like, judge. That's okay. Aw. That's funny that's what they wrote too. So what were they saying? So what happens, right, is that if you can start being aware of your thoughts, your habitual thoughts, then you can kind of like zap it. So it's like, say you think to yourself, I don't know, no one likes me. Zap. Everyone loves me. It's like, or you picture something that is happy for you, like a happy moment, or like, I don't know, a bunch of kittens running in the field. That'd be pretty cute, right? So then what you start doing is when you start being aware, when you start picking up your thoughts more rather than going with the flow when you're thinking them, then by zapping them with another thought or another emotion, because remember, you can't feel a negative and a positive at the same time. So whenever you feel a negative, if you flip it to a positive, eventually, like the bicep, when it develops, what's going to happen is your brain is going to develop that muscle stronger, and you will eventually, like not within a week or a month, because it's so habitual that we think these 60,000 thoughts, that if you consistently work on it, eventually your subconscious thoughts will end up being more positive than negative, which, think about how actually beautiful that could be, because you really got to ask yourself, do I actually want to feel this way about myself? Do I actually want to walk down the street and judge people like an asshole? Do I want to react over everything? Do I want to like assume people are out to get me? Do I want to be this way? Like, by being all of those ways just sounds absolutely exhausting. It sounds very sad, and it sounds very heartbreaking, and it breaks my heart to know that majority of the world live in that realm of not enough, not loved, not appreciated, not all of these things. You know, like, it's so uncommon. Like, if I were to go ask 10 people, you know, like, probably majority of them would just say, oh, their day's okay, nothing too crazy is going on. But without realizing, and that's because everyone's searching for something to be happy when they get there. Where are you going? Where are you going? Be happy right now. We have a choice to be happy right now. There's no reason why we shouldn't be happy right now. But if there are reasons for you to not feel happy right now and you're not happy, then sit back and figure out why you're not happy. Not only figure out why you're not happy, but then create a plan to actually move towards being happy. Now, whether that means getting rid of a relationship that you're in, or starting the gym, or start eating better, or maybe you don't want to drink anymore, you don't want to party, or you don't want to do all of this stuff, it can happen. It can happen. I'm not even going to say some people, because I can say myself. I spent years partying. Yeah, sure, I had a good time. But what really is a good time? That's what we have to ask ourselves, is what is a good time to us? What does happiness look like? What does fulfillment look like? Is it X, Y, and Z over here? Or is it over here? And when we decide that it's over here, we start shifting from over here. And it's very possible. Now, a lot of things in your life are going to change. Absolutely. You can't just like choose to do something different in your life and then get upset that it changes. But when someone's growing, yeah, of course things are going to change. Because if people around you aren't growing, then you're on your own. But it's a beautiful journey, because we should be trying for our lives. We should be looking at our lives like, today could potentially be my last day. How can I spend it the best I can? And now some people, or myself, even in the past, if I would hear someone saying that, I'd be like, well, how the hell can I live my day like it's the last? You know, what the hell am I going to do? I can't go on a trip, or I can't do this. You know, it's like, we think that it's these big things or these different things in our life that we need to do in order to elevate our excitement or our happiness. But like, that doesn't make any sense, because, it doesn't make any sense, because then we're constantly chasing something. And when you're chasing something and the future is unpredictable, tomorrow's unpredictable, then what are you chasing, right? You're chasing a feeling, you're chasing a thought, you're chasing something, when like, be happy right now, appreciate that you woke up this morning. if you're wearing clothes and if you're watching this, well, you already have a lot to be grateful for. And to just like take a look around sometimes and realize that not everyone has the opportunity. And don't sit there and judge them because they don't, because you have no idea what the hell they've been through. But just sit there and appreciate your life for having what you have and showing gratitude instead of like everyone just taking things for granted. You know, waking up and just being like, wow, woe is me, or like complaining all the time. What are you complaining about? If you can change something in your life, you can't complain about it. Like, you can't. You can, but like it's annoying. And, you know, people are going to agree with you, in fact, because like, yeah, of course, like 90% of the world is living in that realm of woe is me, what is life, what do I do, I have no plan, I'm unhappy, he treats me like shit, she treats me like shit, I'm fat, I'm skinny, I'm ugly, I have acne, people make fun of me, my back hurts, my knees hurt, my ankle hurts, my this hurts, my blah 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 blah. As you can see, how draining is that? I actually feel drained just talking like that. I've spent a lot of years a lot of years going through quite a bit of shit. And, you know, yesterday, shout out to Holly who's watching, I had an amazing opportunity to reconnect with someone who I went to high school with, went to public school with, who we played on the same baseball team, we played on teams, and I got to actually hear how I was viewed growing up. And it was incredible, it was really cool. Because I had no idea. Because you got to think we're in our own realm all the time. We don't know how we come across. We don't know what's going on. And other people see us differently. And then, I mean, all of what I heard was positive. But then relate that now to just being in the general population of seeing someone in public for like 2 seconds and making a judgment call. You're automatically putting them in a box. And that's not cool. I'm going to read that. Nat said, yeah, I need to remind myself when I catch myself judging or complaining about stupid things, I zap those thoughts like you say and remind myself I had to count my blessings and be grateful for what I have. I love that. It's so accurate. And I think I probably mentioned this like every video I have, just because it is so powerful to really truly understand that all of us are so different. Nothing's personal. People aren't out to get us. Some people are. But not everyone's out to get us, and that when people react or have a thought, they truly believe in that thought. That's why they have it, and it came from their life and their experiences. So it's like, it doesn't make any sense getting upset over people, but like we do, right? Because we've been ingrained to do that. So I'm really happy to hear that you're taking the action to shift that, because it's so freeing. I don't judge anyone. Like, yeah, I would judge myself more than people. And when I've gotten really clear on that, like when I walk down the street, it's becoming so strong that I don't think anything. Where before, like, it would pop in. So the more work I do, you know, I'll have one pop in every so often and I'm like, nope, don't think so. And then I look at them and I say what I think is amazing about them. Because humans are incredible. Why is everyone being judged all the time when, like, to think of the anatomy of a human and how we're operating and what's inside of us, and we're walking and talking and learning and growing and we're moving, it's fucking cool. It's so cool. Yet, we're so ungrateful that we think we can just judge people for being people, when really we should find it really impressive that people have made it through 100% of their life so far. I just want to start giving people high fives just because they're alive. High five, you made it. You made it. You made it. You're still doing it. You know what? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to not give people high fives, but I'm going to just randomly stop and tell people that they're amazing. And I can't wait. I think I'll probably go to Walmart or something. And I'll say, hi, excuse me. And they'll say, yeah. And I'll say, I just want to let you know you're amazing. And that you've made it 100% of the days of your life. And I just want to acknowledge you for that. And I think that sounds weird, but people don't get appreciated enough. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take that on. And I can't wait. Because people deserve to be valued. And you never know what's happening with someone. They could be going home to like this shitty ass life with this person who like low-key beats them or is a narcissist and controls them. And they think that they're unworthy. And that's sad because every single person on this planet deserves to be loved, deserves to feel like they're worthy, and deserves to have a dream and to really truly believe that they can achieve it instead of living through life so empty and meaningless. When life is empty and meaningless, it really is. It's how we create it. And so, do we want to continue down the same path that we're on? Or do we finally want to say, F this? I want more. And I'm going to get it. Because that's what I'm doing. And I've been making amazing decisions lately in my life. I was in this leadership program and I got out of it because it wasn't aligned with me. I'm not meant to follow someone else's program. I'm meant to design my own. That's why I appreciate everyone on here always tuning in and paying attention and listening to me. And I really hope you guys take what I say and think about it. Not only think about it, but share it. Share it with the world. Share it with your friends. Share it with your loved ones. Share it with anyone who's willing to listen. And then take it on. Because I've done so many lives that this is like free coaching. If you guys actually just started taking what I said seriously and implementing these actions in your life, you would notice a shift. And then you'd want more. You'd be messaging me, you want more. Braden, give me more. I'm ready. I'm ready to live my life. I can't believe I haven't. Yeah. Like it's too good. It's too good, guys. Life needs to be lived. Now, I'm not a very religious person. I'm not religious at all. Do I believe in a higher power? 100%. Now, I was watching something a couple weeks ago, and it said that there is this word in the Bible referencing God, but it truly means I am, meaning God is within us. Because if you can have such an incredible imagination to believe that a man is watching over us, then you should believe in yourself and believe that God is within us. We were created. The purpose in life is a life of purpose. It is about community. It is about love. Humans are the virus. Humans are destroying the planet and mankind and the well-being and rudeness and everything. I don't know how humans like all of a sudden thought that they'd be entitled. We're all people. How the hell can we look at anyone else differently? Now, yeah, people are going to act differently. And the whole world is like searching for this label to fit into. Just be your damn self. Be your damn self. Because being yourself is incredible. Be your silly self. Sing, dance, jump, make silly faces. Just do something. Do something that is your way of being, that makes you happy. And when we're authentic and when we're sharing who we are, we're able to have actual true connections and we're able to get close to people in an incredible way. Because when we're showing up authentic, we create tighter, close friendships, people we can actually trust because we're showing up ourselves instead of these like mediocre, half-ass relationships where we think that they're our friends and we can trust them and blah, 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 but they don't even know X, Y, and Z about us. And I can say this because I spent so long having quantity over quality, all because a first experience of this girl that I was dating and then another one after. And my heart got broken and I wanted to think everyone else was just like them and I was afraid to hurt again. So what I didn't do is I didn't let people in. And by not being honest with myself, I stayed in that for years. Thanks, Holly. I stayed in that for years. So now I'm 33 years old, and I get like this feeling coming up sometimes when I'm hanging out with people because I don't know how to. I've always been this social butterfly where you could take me to a room of 1,000 people and you'd be coming to find me at the end of the night. You know, I'd be drinking, I'd be having a blast, I'd be chatting with everyone, when in hindsight, those weren't really close connective relationships, right? It was just people. And I had done that for years. I never had someone who could just come over and like we hang out and maybe they hug me when I cry, or I don't know. I haven't, I've had people here and there, but like not consistently in my life. And I push people away like it's my job. But I've stopped doing that. And as I was saying, now that I have some true connections, it's like a little, like I love it, but I'm having to get used to it because I'm not used to it. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool, this is nice. Like, we can do things, we can develop a relationship, and I can trust you. And oh, you actually want to know stuff about me? Oh, you actually want to know how my day is? Like, I can actually call you when something's going on. And I'm not bugging you. When people tell me they're there for me, I'm like, okay, good one. Yep, right, good one. But like they are, people do want to be there for you. And so where I'm really getting at with this is like, we wound up being the way we are right now, not because we powerfully chose. It's because it's what we were taught. When we were young, we grew up, we were taught things, we had a family, it's the family dynamic. Everything comes full circle. How you saw your mom and dad growing up, that will affect your relationships. If you had just a dad, or if you had just a mom, or if your dad shit-talked your mom, or your mom shit-talked your dad, or you had 2 moms, 2 dads, or you had no parents, it will affect you until you don't want it to affect you anymore. And a lot of people will say, I don't know why I'm like this. I don't know why I'm like this. Well, you're like that because we didn't get a handbook. We were taught things by people around us, by our parents, by our siblings, by our friends, by our teachers, by our guidance teachers, by the bus driver, by random ass people in the mall. It don't matter. Anyone surrounding us our entire life taught us stuff. And we don't realize that. So what we got to do as adults is understand that we didn't have a choice. You might think you did, but you didn't really. You didn't know. You went based off, reflection is key. I like that. You went based off of things that happened. Do you like being who you are right now? And if you don't, ask yourself why or what you'd like to improve and do the work. It's not going to happen overnight. Depending how old you are watching this, you got to think it's been that many years of your life where you've thought like that, you've acted like that, you were treated like that. It's not going to happen overnight. And people are going to try it for 3 days and then they're going to forget about it because then they're going to go back to their natural way of being. But the idea is to keep going. If you do it 3 days and you forget about it, you forget that you want to be nice now and not judgmental, okay. But then the day after, remember it again and work on it. And then remember it and work on it. And just keep doing that because consistency is proven to have results. No matter what you do. Even if you're not even having fun doing it. You're going to have results. And then the results are going to make you happier. So push through things. Always get curious. Reflection is huge. Yes, thank you, Holly. Reflection is huge. And being aware. Aware of yourself, aware of your thoughts, aware of your feelings, aware of your surroundings, and just aware of what is going on in your life. Do you want it? Do you respect the people in your life? Or do you feel like you have friends that maybe don't support you, or they're always opinionated, or you have people in your life telling you, you should have did this, you should have did that, you should have did that. Well, that's a limiting belief, and it's no one else's goddamn business, and they need to shut up. And it shouldn't affect you, because it's not their life, it's your life, and it only matters to you on how you live it. And set boundaries, because when you don't have boundaries, anything can happen, which means that's like going to the cottage and not having a GPS, but also not knowing where you're going. Who knows if you're going to end up there? But if you have boundaries, then it's like, it just creates the tone. And the only people who are going to get upset that you have boundaries in your life now are the people that were benefiting from you having none. And I love that. And my friend Kayla told me that. And it's unreal because it's so true. And I have to look back, even in just my relationships, every single time I stood up for myself, they didn't like it because it wasn't benefiting them. It just hurt me a lot. And so have boundaries, be kind to yourself, be appreciative, stop being judgmental, stop looking at everything and complaining, because language creates your reality. And if you're not happy with your reality, take a step back and ask how you talk to yourself and what you talk about and what habitual thoughts are coming up for you. And then reevaluate, pick the ones that don't serve you and start implementing ones that do. Because in order to have anything in life, we have to have a vision. Because without a vision, you never know if you even got there. And you're just living your life so like day by day, sporadically, like blah, 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 in La La Land. So, as always, guys, and who's ever listening, who's ever watching, please like, comment, share, do something to help get me out into the world. I will be on stage one day full of thousands of people. But until then, I need your help. I need your help to help me to get there. So if you do like my videos, you like what I have to say, please do me a favor and share. And in the meantime, have a powerful AF day. It's beautiful outside. Go outside, take a deep breath, and be thankful that you're alive. Because life is beautiful. Life is what you make it. And you control your life, no one else. So, another successful live for the win. Bye, guys. Bye, Holly.